Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be taking one of my articles that I wrote in 2015 and turning it into a video article. I guess you can call this another one of my flashback video articles that I will be working on creating in this early 2022. This video article is called Stable in Space and Time. Now, I wrote this article with absolutely no forethought. I had some ideas that were brewing in my mind, and I saw an image of a bismuth crystal. And I was absolutely blown away by the geometry and the symmetry within this particular crystal, and I had a lot of stuff I was working on. And again, let me just let you know that this was written in late 2015, and I had not come to the conclusions I have come to now. And this was a very important time period when I was formulating these concepts and these ideas, and they were all in my head, very fluid, almost psychedelic. Now, I'm going to read this article to you. Get into a frame of mind of a very fluid, psychedelic kind of thought process, meaning don't take things too seriously. Don't look at this as rock solid or unequivocal doctrine or article. Look at this more as a fluid thought process I was going through when I was writing this. I say a lot of things and I jump from one point to another without really filling in the gaps. I was in my head, I was formulating concepts and ideas, and I just saw a picture of this crystal, and I just wrote this article instantaneously, just based on pure inspiration. So just take this for what it is. The name of this article is Stable in Space and Time. So, without any further ado, let me go ahead and read this article. Stable in Space and Time, October 22nd, 2015. One could look at the universe and say, see, it is stable in both space and time. For one moves either through space or time, from Einstein. Though this does quickly break down at both extremes, let me explain. If you are too heavy, you cannot travel at the speed of light. Too heavy is described as anything heavier than light. Anything heavier than light cannot travel at the speed of light proportionally to its weight. That is to say, there is a correlation between light and weight, both clearly defined as the very definition of light. The very definition of light. In parentheses, light's definition is literally luminescence and lack of weight. So, as things get heavier, they get slower. They are still stable even though they cannot travel as fast as light, for they too have a speed limit for their size. So, hydrogen is stable and can travel faster than any of the other elements. Helium is faster than every other element except hydrogen. Lithium is faster than every other element except hydrogen and helium, and on down. What's the defining factor other than the quark? Magnetism. In exclamation points. Magnetism. Matter is able to create magnetic fields. These fields magnify their electromagnetic energy. These fields are generated by the quark. The quark, evolved to iron, has devised a way to magnify its electromagnetic energy, in parentheses, inherent to the quark, larger than it should be by crystallizing iron. Let me read that to you again. These fields are generated by the quark. The quark, evolved to iron, has devised a way to magnify its electromagnetic energy larger than it should be by crystallizing iron. All crystals magnify or amplify some form of energy. Some crystals are used for LED lighting. Some crystals are used for audio amplification. Some crystals can actually amplify or modify electric current. Some crystals amplify gravity. With this deviation from stability, infinite stable reverberations in both directions become possible, one of which we are in, posing the conclusion that there is an up and a down, just as we find in everything in the universe, just as there is an unlimited amount of possibilities, all of which lead to an understanding. If you push too hard on one side or the other of stability, a whole new set of possibilities emerges, each recognizable from the next, only with different variables. And these variables are bound by gravity. Gravity is the mechanical energy of the universe, and just as Einstein states space-time is the movement of matter over space, this matter is time. Time is energy, or the quark and its motion is what gives rise to gravity. Motion of matter is gravity. So, if something too heavy tries to go too fast, what happens? This pushes on quote-unquote stability, and this results in the object that is too heavy for its speed to transition to the next set of possibilities, where it can move much faster for the same amount of acceleration or energy. In the case of a man-made spaceship, if it were to be accelerated fast enough, proportional to its weight, it would hit its quote-unquote speed limit for its weight, and if it accelerates any more, it will push on quote-unquote stability, and it will teleport to the next set of possibilities stable in space-time. From there we can extrapolate. Okay, so that was stable in space and time. And as I said, I wrote this article with a lot of things happening in my head that I really didn't fully understand. Think of this as a very fluid, psychedelic kind of thought process that was going on in my head. And I saw this bismuth crystal, and I could almost see the hidden geometry that was guiding this crystal's structure and formation. And I was totally mesmerized. I wrote this article down with no forethought, formulation, structure, or thought process. I just literally had this inspirational idea of concepts that were swirling in my head, and I just wrote this down. One of the things that I noticed, and I think this is very funny, I saw when I was looking at this picture again, when I re-looked at this picture again, when I was getting ready to do this video article, when I looked at this bismuth crystal, if you can see, there is the letter G in there, and I guess I saw a little inspirational flash of God. Yeah, I know, that sounds crazy, and people in the scientific community get very uncomfortable when they hear the word God. Oh my God! Oh God! God! How could you say such a word? You know, but there's the G right there, in big gold. The big golden G right there in the center of this crystal. So, yeah, I basically had this kind of psychedelic flash of inspiration to write this article. Now, I don't know if you're going to get anything from this article. The way I wrote it, it was basically just a whole bunch of random loose concepts that I was trying to formulate into these ideas, and I hadn't come to the conclusions that I have come to now. This was right in the middle of the process of me trying to formulate my ideas and my thought process, and I didn't really have everything structured properly. And I just had all of these concepts floating in my head, and that's why I am putting this video article together as one of these flashback video articles. Because, as I said, these are very important, fundamental articles that I wrote during my process of coming to the revelations and realizations that I have now come to. So, I'm going to go ahead and add this to the Majestic Crystal Universe playlist. And if you like this type of content, go ahead and check out the Majestic Crystal Universe playlist. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good year, and thank you. Matter is in a multidimensional phase change process that produces an excess of energy, and therefore matter. Motion of matter equals gravity, which equals energy, plus about 10%. Swim, swim, faster and faster to infinity and beyond. Go good gold god game. Yum, yum, yum. Ha 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 ha.